Good evening, fuckers. We're back with the next Train Simulator Classic request video, and this one is another request from MikkDC. And for this, we are back on the Weardale and Teesdale rail network, just as we were in the previous vid. But this one is, quite different. Now, the route is Darlington to Durham, which is not particularly long. However, it is going to take us quite a while to do it, because the loco is a class 37, which is fine, and it's pulling a load of 20 large coal hoppers. Now, these are not the regular sort of silvery grey small coal hoppers that you've seen in previous videos. These are big bastard coal hoppers that carry an awful lot. And even though the request was for the maximum number of empty hoppers, I just cannot get empty hoppers when I'm putting together, like, you know, a train. It always fills them up. So we've settled on, okay, instead of it being empty, it's going to be full ones. So we are effectively doing the old taking coals to Newcastle thing here, because we are going to be dropping off these coal hoppers, which are full of coal, at I think it's Brandon Colliery, which is the stop just close to Durham. Now, what we're going to have to do for that is literally just dump them out, you know, at the station, and we'll just say, okay, the shunters that are present there are going to come along and take them all, a few at a time, and clear the way. So, but yeah, we'll be dumping the coal hoppers there, and then the light train will carry on to Durham, which is not very far from the colliery. So it all sounds very easy, but believe me, the weight of these 20 coal hoppers is immense, and this train is really going to be struggling. So let's get this underway and you will see exactly what I mean. And here we are. So here is our class 37, and here are the coal hoppers, and as you can clearly see, these are much larger and way heavier than the sort of bog standard small coal hoppers that I have been using previously, and we have 20 of them on this thing. Now, let's be honest, a train like this, it would be a double header. There's no way a single train would be well, yeah, a single train would not be expected to do this. It would be a double header. It also is very unlikely that it would be a Class 37. But that's what was asked for. So right. So there's not a lot to actually do in here with regards to setting everything up. We've got the lights done. Right, this is engine stop and start. So yeah, right, everything done. Signals are all set. I need to put a little throttle on there because otherwise we would have started rolling backwards. Now I've got to take it very easy as far as applying the throttle, because if I just put it into, yeah, say 57, it's wheel slipping already. So we've got to get the speed up quite gradually. In fact, very gradually. So the distance is about 23 miles, but it is still going to take us a fair old while to do it, because, like I say, we've got to be very gradual with the throttle, and getting the speed up is pretty tricky. And then of course there are going to be some stations where we've got to get that speed back down again, which will effectively mean we'll have to start all over again as far as, you know, building up the speed. So the max speed of this loco is 80. We are not going to be doing anything like that. I'll be pleasantly surprised if we're able to get this train to 40. You look over there, see, those are the regular coal hoppers, and here we have some even smaller ones. So those silvery grey ones, we've got some more coming up here, they are the big coal hoppers of this scenario. I cannot believe we are speeding, but yeah, we are. But the coal hoppers that I'm taking are roughly the size of 2 of these, and hold more than that. Alright, can we get the throttle up to 67 without wheel spin? Yes, I think we can. So yeah, we see we've got this 45 section coming up. Now we're going to be about here by the time we can actually do 45. But then once we start speeding up, we've then got to slow down again to 20 at this next station. Old North Road. Now we are not going to be stopping, I'm sure this will surprise no one, but yeah, we're not going to be stopping until we reach the colliery, which I forgot the name of. He did say in his request that if we can't stop at the colliery, just carry on to Durham, but I am pretty sure there's no avoiding that station. We'll definitely be going through the colliery there, and it will just be the light train that goes on to Durham. I do think that because it will only be the loco arriving at Durham, not the entire train. It's not going to say that we have completed it, but I mean that's fine, I'll just quit it anyway. I'll have done the run that was asked. So I do think that, yeah, we can go up to 100% throttle now. But it does look like we are not going any faster than 17. Of course, we are now on a 1 in 125 uphill gradient. And these gradients are going to make things really fucking difficult. So we are losing speed, and it's not like we had a hell of a lot of speed to lose in the first place. So here we are going through North Road Station. I think also it's fair to say at this point that yeah, if you're going to request freight runs, which I do like doing, let's keep them reasonable. There's no getting away from it. This is pretty ridiculous. So if I can't get up this hill, and it's entirely possible that I'm not going to be able to, then and I do have a feeling from the previous video, the previous run, there are going to be gradients that are steeper than 1 in 126 coming up. But I mean, the speed limits on this route are fairly low anyway. They are, so usually you're not going to be doing more than 45. Oh, it's a shunter. For me, I thought it was a class 20 here. But yeah, I mean, say the route is fairly slow. So yeah, we've got 45 mph max speed limit, and I'm pretty sure that is the highest speed that it will let us do for the entirety of this route. Now doing 45 is fine. I've got no problem with that. But I mean, if we're crawling along at not even 15 mph, that is a bit ludicrous. Now it's got even steeper as we are carrying on, so yeah, I think our loss of speed is just going to get worse and worse, although somehow we are managing to maintain what little speed we have. So ETA has it, it's going to take us 3/4 of an hour to get from here to Durham, which is less than 21 miles away. So we're going to be doing less than half a mile each minute. I will also add that when I first put this train together, and he was saying about the most number of coal wagons on there, I had 40 of these things on it. Shock horror, it wouldn't move. But I think, moving this amount, like I say, it would have been a double header train. Could well have been a double header class 37s because they had no shortage of them. I certainly don't think they had anything powerful enough to do this as a single header. And if we take the time, or the sort of the year that MikkDC wanted this set in, which is 1960. I'm trying to remember what he wrote. I think it was 68. Now, for a start, I wouldn't be in British Railways green, but all the other trains on this route are in British Railways green, so I figured, yeah, I'll stick with that. But in 68, I mean, the class 47s were everywhere. Again, there's no way a single 47 would have been able to do this. It would have been a double header. I think the class 50s were around. Provided they could do more than 200 yards without breaking down, they might have used one of those on here, if not two of them. So yeah, we're now on a 1 in 101 upgrade. We're losing speed even faster. We've got more wheel slip. I very much doubt the sander's going to have any effect. Oh, it is. But now I've had to bring the throttle down to 58. I think if I increase it, okay, the sander's doing alright. Let's see if it will be alright with full. Yeah, okay. I mean, we're now in a 1 in 99. But I can't lose too much more speed. If I do, I'm giving up. I mean, I'll be brutally honest, I think this is fucking ridiculous already. And, you know, considering how much of the route there is to go, we've barely moved. Now, as soon as I stopped, the wheel slip came back on, but yeah, it's not quite as steep now. It's 1 in 126. But we are approaching the part where it's levelling out. Obviously what I really need is some downhill sections, although yeah, that would then mean that at some point I'm going to need to start braking. We are actually gaining speed. It's now 1 in 125. And yeah, the instant I turn off the sander, the wheel slips back. So even though we have less than 20 miles to do, I have a feeling we're going to run out of sand. And then we really are in trouble. Right, now it's levelling out. Now this must be because, yeah, I'm trying to gain speed. But yeah, my speed is still so low. Right, so 43%, and the wheel slip stops. Our speed is going up, so yeah, we're effectively having to do like I was from the standing start, and very gradually increasing the throttle. So this is now already the fastest I have done on the entire journey, and we're not even at 20 mph. I thought that was pushing me luck a bit there, but yeah, we're alright. So we're up to 20 mph. Can we max it? Yes, we can. I have a horrible feeling we can't really go much faster than we are. I will be quite happy if we are proven wrong. Okay, so we're now losing speed. Yeah, gradient is now 1 in 226. Normally this gradient would not be causing us to lose speed, especially at full throttle. But then normally we do not have this much weight behind us. So the fastest we've done on this route so far is about 21.5 mph. Considering that a 1 in 225 gradient is causing us to slow down again, yeah, I think 21.5 is likely to be the fastest we're doing on this entire run. Well, at least until we can ditch this Yeah, these huge amount of trucks behind us. So, Hyington platform, or no, Hyington is the next, or is it Hayington? However it's pronounced, that's the next station. I don't remember that station in the last run, so we must be on a different section of the line here. It splits off in so many different ways that, yeah, you could be going in all sorts of directions. I was just about to say, it doesn't look like we're losing any more speed, and then it went down again. So we're down to 17.3 and speed is still decreasing. But I'm not sure what is around here. I mean, it looks like a fucking prison. Either that or an old, like, army barracks. But yeah, there, it certainly looks like a prison. So the gradient is now 1 in 250, and it looks like we are not losing any speed, or not losing any more. In fact, we're gaining some. Very slowly, but we are gaining some. It's gone down again because yeah, it's got steeper again. We're back to 1 in 225. So it looks like any gradient that is over 1 in 250, and it's going to be slowing us down. Now I think we are about to level out. Yeah, so we're now on flat ground. So hopefully this means that we will start to gain some speed again. Can we actually reach our highest speed of the run so far? Well, here we are, 21.5. Can we reach the mighty 22 mph? There we go. So we're now at the fastest we have done the entire run. Up to 25, and in fact, despite the fact we're on a 1 in 100, our speed is going up quite nicely. Okay, looks like that 1 in 100 is now starting to bite, because yeah, our speed's now going down again. 1 in 100, I think this could end up really slowing us down, and this is going on for a while. And these are also impacting on our ETAs. So I think the last time I looked at the ETA and it said it was 45 minutes, I think that was about 20 minutes ago, and yet the ETA has only gone down by 10 minutes, so this is going to take a long old while. Thankfully Durham is just over 15 miles away, but it's taken us a long time to do those last 5 miles. Well, we have a speed limit reduction coming up of 40. I think it's safe to say we don't need to worry about that. But if there's one that comes along that's like 20 mph, Jesus Christ. The really ridiculous thing is, when we finish this, one of the things we're going to see on the final screen is operational error speeding in this thing. But yeah, we have actually done that. Now I seem to recognise this section from the last time we were on this line. Yeah, that brake van. All these coal hoppers. See these, if I was moving these coal hoppers I'd be fine. But nah, it's these fucking enormous great things that I'm doing. So class 27 there. The driver no doubt extremely glad that he's not having to drive this particular train. So we're still losing speed. It's 1 in 140 now, but yeah, it's actually our speed's going up. I'm sure I just saw it. Yeah, speed is going up. I am amazed. See, one thing, I am really glad I'm not doing this route over West Coast, over Shap. I can also tell you now that, yeah, I won't be doing this sort of train over West Coast, over Shap, so don't waste your time asking for it. So, Shildon Station. And now we've got the wheel slip coming on again. Let's see if... yeah, the sander is helping with that. It's now 1 in 138. So it looks like we have a tunnel up ahead. Thankfully it's a fairly short one. And we are about to start heading downhill. I felt certain that wheel slip would, yeah. So wheel slip stops. We're now coasting. We are going down a 1 in 95. We are going to gain a fair bit of speed, but it almost certainly means we will need to brake at some point entering a station. And how the fuck we are supposed to slow this thing down, I can't even begin to imagine. So it's now 1 in 170, but we are still going downhill. We're now doing over 35. I'm not sure what. It's just a village. Well, I'm not sure what village it is. looks like it's another class 27 up ahead. Yeah, it is. Oh, would you fucking believe it? So we have 15 mph section coming up. So all that speed I've gained is going to get lost. Okay, so that small village is Bishop Auckland, which is not a particularly, I mean it's a town, it's not a village. I wouldn't say it was that small either. So I've got to like really gradually increase the speed here, but oh yeah, so the wagons are constantly bumping into me, something fierce, and really bringing the speed up again. I am, yeah, it is train brake I'm applying, not loco brake. Yeah, there you go. I've got to be bloody careful with that because that could cause us to derail. I'm not going to be able to get anywhere near, yeah, the 15. So we are speeding something fierce going through here. Let's hope that it's not going to oh Jesus Christ, I can't believe we got through that okay. Even though we were speeding all the way through, so we're going on the avoiding line through here. So I brought our speed right down in the hope that when the wagons, yeah, inevitably do that, okay, it still bumped up our speed a lot more than I thought, but not quite as catastrophically as it might have done. There we go. That looked like it was going to derail us as well. Now, the thing is, when we hit, was it Brandon Colliery, I've got to somehow get this thing down to a standstill. Which means I've got to start braking a lot further out than I did while we were approaching this place. Okay, so we now go up to 25. Of course, we're going to have to start doing it very gradually again, because otherwise we're going to end up with wheel slip galore. And we've already had plenty of it, so... Thankfully the ground is still level and it is going to start going downhill fairly soon. So that will help getting our speed up again, although yeah, obviously it's not going to help us too much when the inevitable need to start braking crops up. Trying to see what Kai is. It does look like a period sort of 50s, 60s. So even got, fuck's sake. Well, right, let's try the sander again. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, as soon as I turn the sander off, the wheel slips back, so we'll do what we can. Right, we're going to have to coast and hope that we will gain, we're not gaining speed, so okay, we'll just keep the throttle low, we'll keep it down to low 50s. So Hunnick station coming up in just over half a mile, or in about 4 hours time. Thankfully there's no speed decrease during the approach to this station. Durham is now only 9 miles away. So old Brandon Colliery, I'm pretty sure it's called Brandon, can't be that far away. Let's see if we can take this up to full throttle now. Yes, we can. Now the reason for doing that is, I'm sure you may have noticed now, we are approaching another uphill section. Now it's very slight, but it only needs to be very slight for it to start slowing us down again. So let's see if we can at least combat it. No, see, the speed is coming down. So Willington is the next station. See, when it comes to detaching from the train, I may have to use these handbrakes, but there's no doubt about it, I will have to use them. In fact, they may come in handy for when I'm slowing for that stop. So it's now steepened to 1 in 100, so I think our speed is definitely coming down now. So here is Willington. Now that looks like a colliery of some kind coming up ahead. Until it appears here, I can't actually. Maybe there is a way I can see what it is. Right, so here's us. Brandon Colliery, that's not the one that we were meant to be stopping at, is it? Well, it looks a lot like it, so let's coast so that we can. I mean, it looks like it's not giving us the opportunity. So here's us. At Brandon Colliery's, the sidings are all there, but there isn't a stop there. There's Brandon, but that's just a regular station. Where's the actual colliery? Here we are, Brandon Colliery. So, okay, we will be stopping there. As it is, coasting down so that we are slowing will certainly help as far as braking. We've got less speed to try and scrub off, but I think that might be the answer. Instead of actually braking, just coast the last bit. So Durham is now less than 6 miles away. So fuck knows how, but we are certainly been, or have certainly been getting through it. Okay, how far are we from, oh, still a while yet. So this uphill climb is now 1 in 250. I think before we've only ever been able to sort of hold our speed, we've not been able to gain any. I mean, I don't want to gain a huge amount because we are going to be stopping relatively soon. But I do still want to gain some. I don't want to be sort of crawling along at like 17 mph. So, Bryansworth station is coming up, so the next one is Brandon Colliery station. And that is where we can ditch these wagons. So, Bryansworth station. So that must be Bryansworth village. Well, I've seen some villages and stations that are further away from the village they're served. Yeah, they serve. Bedorgan station in Anglesey is the prime example there. Nowhere fucking near the actual Bedorgan village. See how far we are now. It's not too bad. In fact, there it is. So we now really need to start coasting. Now, I don't think we are going to be able to coast or slow down enough just coasting. But we can at least reduce the amount of braking that we will need to do, because yeah, you saw what happened with the braking. Let's try and slow ourselves down and hope that the sort of battering that we're going to get from the wagons okay, yeah, in fact it's hit us so hard that right, put the handbrake on as many of these as we can. Well, that's nowhere near as bad as it was. Now, I don't think anyone on this railway is going to really thank me for what we are about to do. We can start taking off the handbrakes now. Not if they're going to keep ramming us like that though. Alright, let's put them back on again. Now I know that is not all of them by any stretch, but you know, I don't know how to access the other 10. Right, so now which of these is the loco and which one is the is us? I'll tell you what, let's do it this way. There we go. And where's the decoupling option? I can't see it. Okay, we are going to have to do it from this way, but let's find out what's us and what are the locos, or what are the carriages. I cannot bloody see from here. Okay, let's hope that Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them there. It's not giving me the chance to do all of them. Ah, here we go. Right. Done. So now I'm on my own. I'm now just a light train. Those wagons have all been left. I don't know if it's my imagination, it looks like they are drifting back, but oh well. But now, yeah, so the old colliery shunters and that can come in and do their thing and shift them all to wherever they are needing to go. And like I say, that was requested, that's not just me dumping them because I've had enough of them. I have had enough of them, but yeah, I wasn't doing it for that. And we can now carry on our merry way to the final stop in just over 2.5 miles. Must be going downhill, yeah we are. Yeah, we certainly are, 1 in 100. And I think it's going to get steeper yet. So I'll slow down for this 20 mph section. I thought this 20 mph section would mean that we were changing line and at some points, but no, we're just carrying straight on. But 80 mph section fast coming up, which will be very welcome. It's not like we're going to be able to absolutely fly along for a long old time, though, because we have 1 mile until we are at Durham station. Away we go. Yeah. Well, that was the yeah, that was the fast section right there. But we're on a 1 in 101 downhill. I still need to be braking for this 25 mph part coming up. No problem. So very clearly Durham. And very clearly, oh, that was too close. I thought we were going to be speeding there. But here we are. Somehow we made it. And it has accepted it as reaching the end. So there we go. So that was Darlington to Durham in a hugely overloaded freight train. Thankfully that freight, say, it was asked to be left at Brandon Colliery, and it was. And then we moved on to Durham as just the light train. Now, I'd be lying if I said I enjoyed that. It was ridiculous. So, you know, I like doing freight runs, but let's keep it reasonable, you know, and this was ludicrous. So, yeah, I'm not sorry that that run is done. So there we are. That is that one. Yeah, mercifully out of the way, and we will see you in the next one.